Good morning, and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Cedar Cliff High School class of 2018. I ask now that you please silence all cell phones and, if you still have one, a pager. Please rise, and gentlemen, remove your caps for the singing of our national anthem, which will be performed by the senior members of the Cedar Cliff Chamber Singers.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated while the color guard leaves the floor. It is my honor and privilege to welcome each and every one of you to the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex on this Saturday in June for the 2018 Cedar Cliff High School Commencement Ceremony. My name is Grace Giazza, and I will be serving as one of today's Master of Ceremonies.
Good morning. My name is Haven Smith, and I am the co-MC for today's graduation. Today's ceremony marks the graduation of the 59th class of Cedar Cliff High School. 59 graduated classes that have all participated in this notable tradition. We are the third class to graduate in the Farm Show Complex, but the first one to have this breakfast ceremony. And my fellow Cedar Cliffians, it is with a heavy heart that I regret to inform you that unfortunately your high school career has come to an end. But now is no time for sadness. Save your tears, for you have a ceremony to participate in and an adequate, albeit unconventional, monologue to sit through. We've been through a lot these last 4 years. Tumultuous election cycles, several different disasters, nationwide protests, unfettered hormones, and yes, of course, the mold. Still, through it all, we have persevered, turned our eyes to the future, and plotted a course to this very day. And you know what? We've finally hit land. It's time to drop anchor and step out onto the shores of the new world. This is not the end of the journey. It's more so the end of the prologue. There's still many chapters in this book waiting to be read. Despite the dangers we may encounter on uncharted islands or the conflicts we may find within our chapters, we must never lose hope. We must persevere. And today, we will celebrate 4 years of perseverance. Congratulations to every one of you. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce the district administration seated on the platform. Dr. Todd Stoltz, Superintendent of Schools. And would the rest of the cabinet and administrative team of the district please stand to be recognized? I would also like to recognize the school board seated here on the platform, Mrs. Judith Crescenzi, President of the school board. Additionally, I invite the rest of the West Shore School Board to rise and be recognized. Thank you all for your presence here today and for your involvement in this ceremony.
The teachers before me have proven themselves to be much more than educators. They have been mentors to all of us, coaches to some of us, and even friends to the luckiest of us. I ask that all Cedar Cliff High School teachers present today please stand as we recognize them for their work in instilling a passion for education within us and for crafting us into respectable men and women. None of this would have been possible without them. Thank you. Now, if the thought hasn't crossed your mind already, I hate to spoil this for you, but I must point out that today is an important day for many of you sitting in this room. To state the obvious, we must acknowledge that it is a monumental day for us graduates as we pen the final sentences of our prologue and flip to the pages of the next chapter. But, more importantly, I would like to recognize the significance of this day to all of the parents in attendance. For some parents in the audience, you may be sending your firstborn or your only child into the frightening reality of adulthood. For other parents, your cheers may not be comprised of pride alone. Your cheers may ring with elation, as you will soon be parents of the long sought-after empty nest. Just kidding. I would like to give a collective thank you to every parent here today, as your child's accomplishment wouldn't have been possible without you. Lastly, I believe it is an important day for the Cedar Cliff faculty and staff, as the 2018 class is full of the teacher's favorite and not so favorite students. On behalf of my class, I'd like to thank all of the teachers in attendance and ask that you don't miss us too much next year. Finally, and of utmost importance, I would like to congratulate Colorado Lane for being the first service dog to graduate from Cedar Cliff. We love you, Colorado. The past 4 years have been very kind to our class. We have formed great relationships and gained lifelong lessons together. And I wish the best to my classmates in their future endeavors. Congratulations.
Our first speaker today, heading to Villanova University to study chemical engineering, is Salutatorian Sky Sterner.
Thank you for the warm introduction. Welcome graduates, parents, teachers, administrators, board members, and family to Cedar Cliff's class of 2018 graduation. After today, we as students are done with our education in the West Shore School District, and we will begin our lives, a new chapter in our lives. Remember when we started kindergarten? We were all so bright-eyed and innocent. We headed in with our new backpacks and new shoes ready to learn. Oh, how times have changed. Yet, in that moment, we were all scared. Everything was new to us. Although we were back with our parents in about 4 hours, it was still nerve-wracking. Eventually, we all made friends and got accustomed to school. School was fun back then. We celebrated the 100th day of school and even went on a field trip to Rutgers. Some of us went to all-day kindergarten and even got to take naps in the middle of our day. Remember when we started middle school? Back to the bottom of the barrel. No longer were we cool 5th graders. Now, we thought we were cool 6th graders. We came waltzing into 6th grade with a flip phone in our hand and metal in our mouth. After a few days, I think everyone realized middle school was not as cool as we imagined. Now we didn't have recess, but we still had to learn for 7 hours straight. Yet again, we got used to it. Despite the closing of Lemoyne and other big changes within ourselves, we were able to persevere. Finally, remember when we started high school? It seemed like it happened yesterday. I can remember walking around the halls of Cedar Cliff during move-up day and thinking, where are we? And what was that teacher's name again? It was like starting kindergarten all over again, except now we were able to wear spaghetti straps and flip-flops. I watched so many high school movies to study up on what to expect, but none of it prepared me for what high school was. Thanks to High School Musical, I was pretty disappointed that no one busted out dancing in the middle of the cafeteria. And now we are graduating seniors. We are the top of the food chain, which makes me think back to kindergarten. Not too many things have changed from then. Some students still have only a 4-hour day like they did in kindergarten, and personally, I go to Rutgers all the time. But instead of for a field trip, I go for gas and for reals. And naps. As a senior, I can't explain the amount of naps I take. Now with our green passes, we are able to take our naps at home instead of in our 5th period class. As a senior, we are constantly asked, what are your plans after high school? After the 17th time I was asked, I had a rehearsed script down pat. But with all these questions of what I was going to do, a line from Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame kept coming up in my head. If you've never seen this movie, it is about a man named Quasimodo who is the bell tower ringer. Anyway, in the movie, there are talking gargoyles because it's Disney and they do what they want. But the one named Laverne says, life is not a spectator sport. If watching's all you're going to do, then you're going to watch your life go by without you. Coming from a talking stone statue, that's pretty good advice. We are all coming up on a time where everything will be different. It would be easiest to stay safe and not put yourself out there. But doing that, we will not be able to live to our full potential. We all have the ability to achieve anything we wish. It is up to us if we want to put in the effort and have the drive to reach our goals. Life would be easier if it went just like the movies, where everything works out in about 2 hours or less. But that is not reality. It is not possible to achieve your goals without emerging from your comfort zone. We cannot lose our fun natures, our drive to go out and enjoy our lives. With all the changes upcoming, we should not sit back and watch opportunities pass us by. We need to make friends like we did in kindergarten. We need to embarrass ourselves like we did in middle school. It's okay to be a little cringy. And lastly, we need to make memories that will last a lifetime like we did in high school. So class of 2018, don't be spectators. Thank you.
Thank you, Sky. This year's valedictorian will head to George Washington University to study political science and statistics. He just returned this morning from traveling throughout the East Coast and Texas with the Cadets Drum and Bugle Corps. Please allow me to introduce Eric Homovich.
Hello. Good morning. Thank you for the introduction, Grace. As I begin this speech, I would like to acknowledge the fact that hearing another person speak at such an event at this can be quite taxing on the mind and the attention span. I'll try to make this interesting, but it won't please everyone, or anyone for that matter. But I'm here anyways, so we might as well get on with it. As I began writing this speech, I had to consider exactly what I wanted to accomplish with this. I wanted to make sure to avoid cliches, but as you see, I've already failed to do this. I couldn't avoid going meta for a little bit there. Anyways, when searching for any sort of inspiration for this speech, I noticed some common themes of advice being passed on to the future leaders of the world, talking about how high school isn't an end but a beginning, and so on. Not that there's anything inherently wrong with such sentiments. I feel that me saying them yet again won't have much of an impact. Everything I say might not have one anyways, but again, I'm here anyways, so. Honestly, as an 18-year-old high school student, I have little to offer in terms of advice. Having yet been to the mystical realm of the real world, I hear many of my elders talk about. It feels wrong for me to try to speak on such a matter. If you're looking for some mind-blowing life advice, read a book or go to a Keith Davis talk, Optica. So what exactly is my point in being up here? I'm referring to giving this speech right now. This is not the time for an existential crisis. Perhaps, instead, I can offer some reflections on my time in the hallowed halls of Cedar Cliff, with the hopes that maybe you will get something out of it. I'm sure we all regret some kind of aspect of our high school career. Maybe you wish you asked that cute girl to prom, or maybe you wish you didn't. For me, I find myself in a grass is greener on the other side sort of situation. What if I hadn't tried so hard when it came to school and grades? Juxtapose this with a similar view I've heard expressed as well. What if I had tried harder in school? Now let me be clear for the nervous teachers sitting in the audience. I'm not advocating for the next generation of scholars to slack at their schoolwork. Instead, I invite you to consider a sense of perspective. As many of you know, I do a lot of band. And when faced with difficult situations, or just having a rough day, I find it important to remember that it's just band. I think that this sort of perspective can be applied to many other areas of life. I have found that I made certain things more important than they really were. I would also make sure that this is not confused for me spouting some nihilism on such a wonderful graduation morning. There are definitely important things in life, and you should always find things you really like and give them your all. But not everything can, nor should, be extremely important to you. As we start this whole real world, John, we got to find those out. If academics is what that is for you, then do it. Again, I'm not advocating some nihilist nothing matters, so why bother position. Instead, I've discovered that some things in life mean more to me than others, and those are the things that need to be focused on. I tried my best not to make this a spewing of advice all over your ears and other various sensory inputs. So if it sounded like it was, then unfortunately, due to the nature of memory, it will either be very easy or quite difficult for you to forget it, but I'll leave that up to you. I was also required to include a quote as part of this whole graduation speech. So here's one I liked from Professor Stephen Hawking. People who boast about their IQs are losers. Not only do I agree with it, but I felt it appropriate to quote a man who has inspired myself and many others. So, now it's time to take our underdeveloped frontal lobes and do lots of stuff with them and make some big decisions. Perhaps maybe this whole high school thing was up to something and that we might actually be prepared for it. Who knows? We'll find out eventually. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. It is at this point in our ceremony that I call forward Mrs. Stacy Thorpe, the senior class guidance counselor, who will recognize those who received senior awards on May 15th.
Thank you, Haven. At this time, we would like to recognize the students who received the Commencement Awards, which are listed in your program, along with the sponsors of each award. Graduates, please stand and be recognized when your name is called. The Accounting Award, Delisa Evans. The Art Award, Liam Looker and Abigail McMains. The West Shore Foundation Arts Scholarships, Chloe Aquaviva, Eric Hamovich, Abigail McMains, Janelle Robinson, and Julianne Wrightstone. The Band Director Instrumental Music Award, Reagan Wharton. The Band Director Jazz Award, McKenna Beeler. The Business Award, Lindy Ehrenzeller. The Cooperative Education Award, Frankie Henniger. Director's Award for Chorus, Laura Muller. Director's Award for Orchestra, Danielle Stanton. The English Award, Clayton Hellstrom. The English Language Development Award, Musa Omari. The Glenn K. Winslow Memorial Scholarship, Emily Esser. The George L. Lebecki Writing Award, Lindsay Garbachik. The Health and Physical Education Awards, Emily Esser and Jimmy Losh. The Mathematics Award, Haven Smith. National School Choral Award, Chloe Aquaviva. National School Orchestra Award, Madeline Campbell. The Never Give Up Awards, Kanila Elliott and Caitlin Wintergrass. Outstanding Female Athlete, Janelle Robinson. Outstanding Male Athlete, Reed Bertram. The Pathway Internship Awards, Lindsay Garbachik and Justin Charles. Robert Uditz Public Speaking Award, Benjamin LeCavage. Robert W. Craig Memorial Scholarship, Justin Carter. The Science Award, Grace Giazza. The Social Studies Award, Benjamin LaCavage. The Technology Education Award, Reed Myers. The Theater Arts Award, Neil Lurch. The World Language Award, Allison Boucher. Congratulations to all the honorees.
Thank you, Mrs. Thorpe, and congratulations to all of the award winners. I now call upon Dr. Kevin Philgrove, principal of Cedar Cliff High School, for the presentation of the class.
Time is short. It's actually hard to believe that just 45 months ago you entered Cedar Cliff. My formal introduction to the class of 2018 came on a September afternoon during your freshman year. At the end of a long day, after a long week, I was leaving school with the buses to get to my own daughter's varsity field hockey game. As I approached the tennis courts in a long line of cars that queued up in front of Cedar Cliff on Carlisle Road at dismissal, a car passed on the outside lane going way faster than needed. I saw something flying above a car, and then all traffic stopped. It actually took my brain a second or two to realize that what I saw was someone being hit by a car. I immediately parked my car and ran to the intersection. Time slowed as I approached the intersection where a person was prostrate and motionless. It honestly looked like the person was lifeless. But as I got closer, I saw a moving foot and then heard the soft grunts of pain. Kneeling down, I met a girl who was unconscious. So I began talking to her. Eventually, she opened her eyes, emergency personnel arrived, and I began to breathe again. I remember looking up and seeing a rabble of white-faced freshmen lining the curb, longing for their friend to be okay. In that moment, I saw the young but true heart of the class of 2018. You cared, you overcame, and you made a difference. Early the following week, I met Maddie Sittler's mom in the office. She had asked Maddie if she remembered anything about the accident, to which Maddie said she remembered walking off the curb and then Mr. Philgrove being uncomfortably close to my face, asking me a bunch of questions. That's guilty. Your freshman year was tough, to say the least. You braved multiple tragedies, but you cared, you overcame, and you made a difference. In the months that followed that September afternoon, Maddie would endure months of physical therapy, surgeries, and a lot of relearning. Today, she stands as a strong, compassionate, talented, standout representative of the class of 2018 who cares, who overcame, and who made a difference. Congratulations, Maddie. Where are you? But make no mistake, Maddie's story is just one story of caring, overcoming, and making a difference. I could have told you about Alyssa, or Jalen, or Lewis, or Deshaun, or Trinity, or Winnie, or Musa, or Devin, or Callie, or Caitlin, or Courtney. So many of you have endured massive challenges, and yet you cared, you overcame, and today you are graduating, and I couldn't be prouder of you. You have made a difference. But now, as you commence into the next stage of your lives, let me say just a few words about time. Time is short. Didn't your high school days just fly by? Well, just wait. Your college years will go even faster. Soon, maybe you will be married and even have children, and in a blink of an eye, you will be sitting where they are, sitting watching their own children graduate. Am I right? Yeah, in the blink of an eye. When I was young, I did not believe the advice that I was given that time was short. But let me tell you, the older I get, the faster time flies. There is simply no stopping time. So because time is short, why don't you consider doing me a favor? Consider doing them a favor. Don't leave words unsaid, deeds undone, or hope unshared. Maybe the 5 ugliest words in the English language are, I wish I would have. I wish I would have said something. I wish I would have done something. I wish I would have shared something. Time is short. Don't leave words unsaid. Up there are sitting a lot of folks that are truly proud of you. Make sure you tell them. Make sure you tell them. In fact, why don't we practice that? On the count of 3, I want you to say with me, I am proud of you. Got it? 1, 2, 3. I am proud of you. That was terrible. On the count of 3, I am proud of you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Yeah, thanks. That was actually really good. And when they say they're proud of you, you all should say, thank you. So let's practice that together. On the count of 3, as soon as I say 3, you say, thank you. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Now, would you thank them? Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, there you go. That's better. That's better. So don't forget, when you know an encouraging word would help, say it. You can make everywhere you go better if you simply say a kind and encouraging word to someone. It's guaranteed and takes no effort at all. So don't leave words unsaid. Time is short. Don't leave deeds undone. Pick up the piece of paper, open and hold the door, help carry a stranger's groceries, take a friend out for coffee, go visit Grandma. Small deeds have the potential to change someone's life, so don't leave deeds undone. Time is short. Don't leave hope unshared. While this is a little more abstract, you have already begun to do this. I told you just a couple of days ago that you have made our school better, and that gives us hope. If you add up all of the charitable giving that you have been a part of while you have been at Cedar Cliff, it approaches $500,000. And that doesn't include the thousands of hours of community service that you have volunteered. In a very tangible way, you are my hope, you are our hope. By sharing your giftedness with the communities where you land, you give hope. So don't leave hope unshared. So class of 2018, you have shown us that you care, that you overcome, and that you made a difference. Now, because time is short, don't leave words unsaid, deeds undone, or hope unshared. Now, Dr. Stoltz and Mrs. Crescenzi, it is with great pride that I declare to you that the members of the class of 2018 seated before you have met all the requirements for graduation outlined by the West Shore School District policy and criteria set forth by the PA Department of Education, including required and subjects and total credits. They, therefore, are entitled to receive a Cedar Cliff High School diploma from the West Shore School District. Dr. Stoltz.
Good morning. Welcome, Cedar Cliff class of 2018. This is the first graduating class. You have been high school students for my entire time as superintendent 4 years ago. And I've had the opportunity to get to know many of your personal stories along the way and experience some of those same things with you, and I am so very, very proud of you. Today, we join together to take pause, celebrate, and applaud your accomplishments. Your school-related achievements and your service to the community are just two of the many ways you make us West Shore proud. Sky, you were right when you said we asked you, all of you, a lot this year. What are your plans after graduation? That's something I'm super passionate about and I care a lot about. Over the last year or so, you may recall us asking about what your plans following graduation were, how you were intending to get there, how would you pay for it, etc. Some of you had rock-solid plans. Some of you, not so much. Regardless of your plans, our goal was to better prepare you for life after graduation. In this year's class, we had a significant number of seniors who participated in at least one college in the high school course, earning college credit before graduation from high school. We had students who were placed in life-changing pathway internships where they had firsthand experiences in career fields of their choice and interest. We had students who participated in pre-apprenticeship programs who have been offered full-time employment immediately following graduation. We had students secure employment during the school year. Many students have created, produced, or otherwise participated in experiences I never dreamed possible when I was a student in high school. Among you are students who have already produced films and video, are accomplished artists and musicians, are high-achieving academics, and are skilled craftsmen in various trades. So no matter what tomorrow holds for you, I encourage you to do two things. First, set goals. I say this every year in this speech. If you don't have a target, you'll never hit it. Find things that you love, that you feel passionate about, and that make you happy. Determine your path for getting to where you want to be, and then commit yourself to work hard, persist over time and challenges, to strive for and attain excellence in no matter what you do. Before I get to the second thing, I want to pause long enough for a little more audience participation today. And I would like to ask all of the West Shore School District alumni in attendance today to stand. If you are a West Shore graduate, please rise and be recognized. Thank you. And now back to the regularly scheduled program. So the second thing for you to do is to stay in touch. It is abundantly clear that people value living and raising a family in the West Shore community and everything we have to offer. I encourage all of you to stay in touch with us. That includes you, alumni. We are interested in your future and look forward to sharing your experiences with future generations of students. One of the things we found out this year is high school seniors and juniors tend to like to listen to younger adults than some of the older adults that are talking about their experiences. We'd love to stay in touch with you. So when you are off doing great things or need some guidance and direction, remember, we're always here. Dr. Philgrove, it gives me great pleasure as the superintendent and appointed representative of the Board of School Directors of the West Shore School District to accept the list of graduating seniors for 2018 from Cedar Cliff High School. I do hereby certify and affirm in the presence of all assembled here today that each individual has met or exceeded the requirements for graduation set forth by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the West Shore School District and is ready to receive his or her diploma. I am pleased to present the graduating class of 2018 to the parents, family, friends, alumni, and community, and offer them our best wishes for happiness and fulfillment as they pursue their future endeavors.
First row, get the first rows up. First rows up. Take them back.
Make it lower.
Grace Elizabeth Giazza.
Eric M. Homovich.
Haven Derek Smith.
Sky Alyssa Sterner.
Reed E. Bertram.
Emily Ann Esser.
Patrick F. Weisling.
Rachel Ann Riley.
Michael Charles Amato.
Hannah Marie Baluch.
Taya Denise Hosey.
Conrad Montgomery Weisner.
Grace Ann Kratoski.
Caroline Bernadette Kaiser.
Madeline Meredith Campbell.
Lance M. Kona.
Samuel G. H. Robinson.
Brandon A. Longwell.
Chloe Reese Aquaviva.
Mason Patrick Keys.
Andrea Ilona Repitz.
Matthew George Fagan.
Alexander Paul Lance.
Kaylee Zorales Gonzalez.
Laura Caroline Muller.
Callie N. Schreffler.
Joshua Thomas Mann.
Dylan James Miller.
Mark A. Morey.
Anijah Colbert.
Caitlin Marie Dehoff.
Maria Mohammed Hamden.
Charles Franklin Henniger.
Timothy James Losh.
Elena Rose Macero.
Tamia Marie Lopez.
Marina Vasconcelos.
Le Ta.
Andrew Michael Witters.
Mason R. Thomas.
Dalton Joseph Mattis.
Hunter Clay Akins.
Asia Star Beatty.
Sophie Tierney Miller.
Marcus Daniel Vassar.
Britt Ann Cole.
Joseph Edward March.
Gino R. Lucente.
Liam David Looker.
Kylie Morgan Fisher.
Justin Royce Charles.
Peter Thomas Sharon.
Nathaniel J. Lane.
Jessenia Teese.
Emily N. Murphy.
Alexander H. Cole.
Sean Lee Hernandez.
Miriam Christina Agilan.
Ian Michael McCauley.
Sarah Marie Harrigan.
Elizabeth Ray Wagner.
Jacob G. Miller.
Haley Marie Barber.
Rachel Nicole Mack.
Drew M. Walliser.
Jared M. Young.
Jonathan Morgan Baxley.
Jonathan M. Yaus.
Corey John Logenbach.
Macy Rose Alvarado.
Hannah Marie Wilson.
Jennifer Marie Cook.
Catherine M. McDermott.
Rebecca L. Zamaitis.
Kyle Matthew Warner.
Nathaniel Buchanan.
Catherine Alyssa Scott.
Lindsay Nicole Estep.
Donia Mustafa Shalal.
Annalise Marie Titzel.
Maggie S. Sheffer.
Caden E. Malone.
Tyson A. McDonald.
Sydney S. Herring.
Samantha Joe Bells.
Hunter Payne Andre.
Elizabeth N. Shambaugh.
Tyler Soloway Colson.
Torrey Zamir Watson Hall.
Ruby Menard.
Julianne Sidney Wrightstone.
Gabrielle Winters Angus.
Riley Michelle Demerit.
Joseph Clifford Mank.
Ryder Drew Michael Hogan.
Maxwell W. Clark.
Christopher David McGuff.
Luke Becker.
Wade R. Hirsch.
Naquan Rashi Taylor.
Nicholas Paul Yarnovich.
Ryan D. Schwartz.
Caitlin J. Wintergrass.
Colby Lawrence Klein.
Delisa Anye Evans.
Elise S. Minhas.
Devin Scott Bishop.
Justin Michael Carter.
Hannah Sky Flick.
Kensel Arginsoni.
Aaron Michael Bogdan.
Rose Hartman.
Ryan A. Bogdan.
Caroline Elizabeth Mank.
Hailey A. Weidenhammer.
Catherine Olivia Savorsky.
Joshua Falk.
Anais Torres.
Abigail McMains.
Caleb C. Beatty.
Nathan R. Sabayan.
Rabia Harun Hashmi.
Shelby Lynn Foltz.
Molly Verona Zeigman.
Jason Jordan McNeil.
Reagan Nicole Wharton.
Kira Mackenzie Freeman.
Riwei Nakano.
Owen Patrick Farrell.
Tate Leonard Erdman.
Jalen George Dwyer.
Caroline K. Moore.
Angela Sierra.
James Michael Daly.
Benjamin P. Giles.
Bethany Rose Fissler.
Cassandra N. Bolton.
Carson Lee Hastings.
Madison Jean Sittler.
Victoria R. Manos.
Christopher Baronstone McPartland.
C. M. Trainum.
Lindsay Sarah Garbachik.
Victor T.
Nielsen. Brian R. Nielsen.
Michaela Lynn Moose.
Elisa Lee Grace Boone.
Serin Adalyn Hainsworth.
Mackenzie Lorraine Metler.
Lindy Marie Ehrenzeller.
Winnie Naw.
Ezekiel Torres.
Owen Michael Farver.
Madison Alexis Phillips.
Antonio J. Perez.
Leanne Lynn Kinsel.
Allison L. Boucher.
Dallas Ann Davis.
Nathan S. Smith.
Elizabeth Heath.
Eva Ray Janani.
Kimberly Leanne Marcelik.
Reed Anderson Myers.
Matthew B. Ubel.
Kayla Ann Golden.
Callie Elizabeth Weibel.
Samantha Autumn Boyle.
Rebecca Page Morrow.
Cameron Perry Nelson.
Desiree Elizabeth Dayton.
Hunter Lee Nelson.
Clayton J. Hellstrom.
Trevor Nicholas Krug.
Nolan T. Wilder.
Joshua Abraham Palache.
Luis Enrique Del Muro.
Courtney Brim.
Giovanni U. Tejeda.
Anthony Perez.
Joseph D. Coakley.
Mallory Levan.
Kyle W. Elmore.
Reagan Taylor Gorham.
Christina Upfer.
Alyssa Mackenzie Briel.
Maria Paz Rodriguez Oscala.
Nashe Jackson.
Dennis J. Snyder.
Tyreek Daquan Smith.
Eric J. DeRozier.
Samantha N. Jackson.
Osama Ramoni.
Benjamin Fissel.
Jaden Chavarria.
Rachel M. Smith.
Benjamin Hunter Savage.
Joel R. Eby.
Matthew Ray Stauffer.
Jared P. Eby.
Dylan Joel Dick.
Petra
Is-
S. Numfor.
Isaac Pagan.
Deshaun Maurice Jenkins.
Nicholas E. Ricci.
Samuel R. Lingenfield.
Veronica Lee Pearson.
Lizbeth Marie Hernandez.
Eric Dylan Edwards.
Kiera Sina Bruce.
Maverick Roman Koshinsky.
Jacob Aaron Brooklocker.
Thomas Andrew Chalednik III.
Delaney Caroline Palovitz.
Alexa Marie Corey.
Austin Joseph Knoll.
Myron Jamal Progre.
Lily Rebecca Potvin.
Brittany Nicole Regalado.
McKenna Beeler.
Zachary D. Shade.
Riley Jacob Novak.
Sierra Engelhart.
Wendy Maria Kajina.
Trinity Koski.
Carissa Lexic No.
Nicholas R. Clark.
William R. Carey.
Yamil Manji Dominguez.
Lexia E. Rickert.
Michael Austin Dubas.
Elissa Gonzalez.
Anna Lee Stopful.
Neil J. Lurch.
Connor Mitchell Cleveland.
Emily Elizabeth Kramer.
Brady K. Ebersole.
Danelle Renee Stanton.
Alyssa Lewis Taylor LaFountain.
Wyatt Matthew Case.
Yurli A. Santana Rodriguez.
Janelle Lynn Robinson.
Benjamin Vincent LaCavage.
Colin William Dorrell.
Haley Nicole Rumble.
Dustin Matthew Rodriguez.
Emerson Taylor Jewart.
Jalen Marie Perry.
Samuel J. Sackler.
Kanila Hidea Elliott.
Olivia Marie Jordan.
Samuel Preston Clark.
Joselu Jisha Lieber.
Musa Merci Amadi.
Richard James Santos.
Brandon J. Riggleman.
Hannah Marie Larkin.
Janelle Marie Leib.
Devin Marie Riggin.
Ryan F. Whittle.
Dylan T. Perkins.
Zachary F. Mateer.
Talasia Jeray McAlpine.
Stephen F. Irwin.
Cheyenne T. Stokey.
Stephen F. Myers.
Jackie Fan. Brittany Lynn Benton.
After 13 years of education, this is our crowning achievement. Would the graduates please rise? Our educational career at Cedar Cliff High School is now over, and to symbolize the completion of our high school careers and the end of a very important step in the lifelong pursuit that is education, I now ask that all graduates follow my lead as I move my tassel from the right to the left side of my cap. Congratulations, class of 2018.
I ask now that the audience please rise and join in the singing of the Alma Mater, led by senior members of the Cedar Cliff Chamber Singers. I ask the audience to please honor the class of 2018 by remaining at their seats until all participants in today's ceremony have recessed out of the complex. I thank you very much for attending the commencement ceremony and have a wonderful day.